Apologize for that glitch. We're ready to go. Green flag is out, and they're started in the Firestone Indy 200. As from the inside, it's Buddy Rice who takes the lead.
Very difficult to make the cars have the tires last. Here goes Kanaan.
Kanaan moves to the outside of Buddy Rice, looking for third place. That's Hornish sitting just behind Kanaan. Hornish coming forward, trying to get on the scoreboard for Team Penske. Remember, between Team Penske and Target Chip Ganassi, the defending champions, Team Penske the winningest in open wheel racing. They've only had one win between them. There goes Hornish. That's a nice move. Answer it. Buddy Rice drops way down to the inside of Sam Hornish. In fact, goes very low and moves into second place. Here comes Kanaan. Kanaan goes to the inside of Hornish. And now Tony Kanaan, as the green comes out, taking a hard look at Weldon. Looks to the outside. Hornish starts in behind Weldon and then comes out around Kanaan.
This is where you see in your mirrors the object is closer than it appears. That's what Tony Kanaan's seeing now.
Yeah, that object is way too close. Kanaan leads them onto the backstretch. Now they do have clear course in front of them. Top four are all together.
196 miles an hour. These guys are running. They're flat out, no lifting.
Cross the line again. 3 laps to go. 197th complete. It's anybody's guess still. Kanaan, Hornish, Castroneves, and Darren Manning.
Now Kanaan doesn't look like he gets off at turn 2 as well.
Hornish is looking pretty good off of 2. Don't let him get underneath of you. He's also pretty good going into 3.
Yeah, we hit it right now. Kanaan's running a little bit high on the exit of 2. Enters in high into 1, and they can already spot it. The spotters told him, and that's where Hornish is getting his run.
That's where the spotters help as well. On the backstretch, it'll be white flag out next time by for Tony Kanaan. Hornish is right there.
1 to go. Bring on, Mike.
1 to go now. Tony Kanaan. If Hornish is going to make a move, it will have to be at the end of this long backstretch.
Watch for him to slice underneath, and
he moves to the high side, drops back in. Now Hornish going to try down to the inside.
What some blocking going on by Tony Kanaan.
And Tony Kanaan keeps him back, finishes ahead of Hornish, Castroneves, and Manning.
Keys to the race here. We're talking starts and restarts like Jill is saying, but watch those pit stops also and the aggression that we spoke about.
Line them up.
Carponti has done that. Here we go. On the left-hand side, that is Tony Kanaan thinking about making a run as he just showed his teammate a wheel there, Jill, just to give him an idea. But when he does that, number 3, Elio Castroneves comes right on side of him. Good stop for him.
And let's see what happens here. They plugged in the fuel. This side got some trouble apparently plugging in. They're very sloppy coming out. There you go. And also he runs over the air gun for the tires. That's going to be very costly for him.
The air gun leaving pit road and was penalized to the back of the pack, and that's the reason. Whoa! He nearly got the front of the car taken off a moment ago, but Tony Kanaan penalized all the way at the back.
More grip those 2 guys ahead of him. You can tell the way the car just comes off the turn instead of fishtailing all the way up down the straight.
And that brings a great point, Joe. And they're braking right now. He tried this before, remember?
Look at this.
Nope, man, they're bumping around.
You got to be kidding me. He puts a Firestone tattoo on the side of the number 10 of Darren Manning and makes it happen one more time.
Diving down the inside. Look at that. He just keeps on the drives right over the curbing himself. He gets back on the gas right now. That's a, pardon me, excuse me.
Right now, he's coming into that last turn. Let's watch this.
Tony got a good run coming off that
Tony's
turn.
got a really good run down the inside here. Tony's trying to go around the outside. Did he make it?
Nope.
No. Oh, yes.
There you go.
He's on the
So Briscoe holds off the defending series champion. Give the rookie some credit from Australia.
It's not finished yet. It's not
and here
finished
comes
yet.
Tony Kanaan to the inside. Briscoe holding off.
I'll tell you something right now, though, guys. That's not going to work. Ryan Briscoe using the whole track, blocking as he's doing, not keeping his line. He did it once going down the front stretch, a second time right there. I don't think that he's going to be able to stay on the track without a penalty.
I think the officials are not going to like that at all, Scott. I think you're totally right. That was not a cool move because Tony was already on the inside and he pushed him against the wall on the inside.
9 laps to go. Ryan Briscoe, number 33 year later. How long can he hold on? Tony Kanaan, they come together. And it's Briscoe
apologize for it because he ended up slowing up, and his teammate Danny Weldon has gone by. But another pardon me, excuse me move. Fire barrier right there. But as we ride along with Tony, listen, on the gas, stays late, hard on the brakes right now. Turning left, a bang, knocks the camera off for
Dan Weldon.
Dan Weldon brings it down the front straightaway. Your winner at the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg, Dan Weldon, picks up the victory, followed closely by his teammate Tony Kanaan. A little bit Warner. The Argent Mortgage Indy 300 is off and running, and Danica Patrick has the pole. Taking up third and fourth as we check in with Rahal Letterman and Dr. Jerry Punch.
This team down here not at all very happy with what happened a moment ago to their driver, Buddy Rice, that called over the Indy race.
And then obviously his teammate directly behind him, the green and white car 711 of Tony Kanaan.
There's Dan Weldon behind him. Dario Franchitti, though, and Tony Kanaan and Dan Weldon, part of the Andretti Green team, also with Brian Herter, who sits right now in 11th place. Maybe known more as a short tracker, Dario Franchitti, but for Jerry Punch. Oh, Vince.
Guys, Tony Kanaan in for his stop. He crashed last week at Richmond, ending a streak of 24 straight races running at the finish. The car has been good today. They are making a tire pressure adjustment, but no chassis change.
Trick here in Kansas with Danica Patrick, who was the pole sitter, sitting in 10th. And here comes Weldon with his good buddy Tony Kanaan just on the right side.
You saw the silver platinum car back in third and fourth, trying to duck underneath Dario Franchitti, and Franchitti closed the door on him and pushed Scheckter down onto the apron here in the middle part of the front stretch.
Sam Horner is taking the high line. Here's one driver who is very capable of staying up high like that.
He said earlier he loves the high line.
Second below the white line.
Got a great run off of Kanaan. Kanaan really was just going down to the line, his normal line, not really a blocking line, but Kanaan was going slow enough.
60 miles an hour. Dan Weldon comes around. Tony Kanaan goes to the outside. There's Vitor Mira. Well, is it going to be an Andretti Green shootout, or will Rahal Letterman get their man in there?
Remember last year, Buddy Rice won this event, how painful that is for him to have to come in. But Vitor Mira was so close and finished second. You know, you certainly remember that situation. Right now, he's looking any place he can to maybe slip underneath the guys in front and have a look to win this event. Here he goes.
3 laps to go. Weldon has the inside position, the number 26 red and white car. On the outside, his teammate, the 11, the green and white of Tony Kanaan. Behind them is Vitor Mira, number 17, part of the Rahal Letterman group.
Vitor is out of luck. Both those guys are not going to move from the line that they're in, and not even Team Motors, just being smart race car drivers are going to go side by side. We talked about 10 laps to go. We talked about the last lap, and we talked about the last turn. This race, Todd, will come down to the last lap and definitely the last turn coming out of 4 to see who's going to win it.
2 laps to go. This is oddly reminiscent of last year when Buddy Rice and Vitor Mira had the exact same position on the track. Danica Patrick has shuttled back to 9th place, so it was a costly pit stop, but it all comes down to this. With the white flag out, who will win at Kansas?
Look at this grandstand. Everybody standing up and not an inch given. Weldon trying to push Kanaan up. Kanaan trying to push Weldon down. And the guy that's going to play a role in this is probably Vitor Mira. Who will he side on to sort of help slipstream?
As they come out of turn number 4, it's Dan Weldon on the inside. Tony Kanaan, his teammate. Vitor Mira tries to slip to the low side. Can he get it done? No! It's Tony Kanaan at the line. Tony Kanaan, his 5th career win, his first win since Nashville last year, and this is the 5th win for Andretti Green.
Well, we have 6 onboards, including the Tony Kanaan NTT data on board. He will restart 16th. Behind him after a 76-day delay. We're ready to ride again in Texas, and we're green at Texas Motor Speedway.
Seeing the cars down a little lower. Motion running his teammates side by side now as we're on board with Kanaan. You see the sparks flying off the cars. There's more downforce. It's cooler. These cars are going to hit the ground. The guy who's got a lot of experience now is creeping forward as Tony Kanaan is now moving into this big pack here. We see Will Power right there. Tony Kanaan's in car. He's creeping up on the back of this pack, and once he gets there, he's a guy that can win this race very, very easily.
Kanaan has moved up 8 since the restart as we look at the Firestone telemetry.
And you saw Kanaan just had a crack out of the throttle coming off of 4, so here we are
about 10 laps in of green flag running, and already starting to see a little bit of tire degradation for Tony Kanaan on the front tires, but up front they're still too wide going at it.
This week,
Tony Kanaan on board. He makes his first stop of the evening. These stops are coming a little bit sooner than we expected. So again, it's not because they're out of fuel, it's because they want fresh Firestone.
Well, yeah, 40 laps into a stint, 43 laps into a stint. That's pretty early on. So I wonder if we're going to see a scenario where it takes 4 stops to make it to the end. There's going to be 6 of these cars going for 4th place. If they can work together, they might catch the lead pack. But racing like this, that gap's going to open up to 3rd place.
yeah, they need to settle in and try to run in line and chase down that group that's in front of them. But when you get running side by side like this and 3 abreast, trying to stuff it in the inside, Kanaan, this actually slows the group down.
So I want to stay in the driver's seat.
Well, the guys next to me want you to keep driving because they like their chair as well. Tony Kanaan is in.
And of course, he's going to also take a wing change. That looked like a full turn out for Tony Kanaan.
Resumed race at Texas Motor Speedway, but the action has been fierce back through the field. This is Tony Kanaan and Graham Rahal going side by side for 4th.
Well, this will be a good race here. Graham Rahal will not give up this position easily. Kanaan is on the move. As we see, he's not giving up. Rahal to the high side.
Rahal's on fresher tires by about 6 laps over Tony Kanaan, but he's running that high line, a little more distance, the longer way around, but of course it's a bigger radius. You can tow off the other driver.
Yeah, the whole factor really is if you can get just far, that's tight right there, enough ahead, and then move up in front of the guy or take the air off the car, that really gets rid of your competitor. Tony can just get enough ahead here. He can move up in front of Graham, but he's not. He's side by side, wheel to wheel at 215 miles an hour.
He was leading before the red flag here in June and is controlled tonight on board with Tony Kanaan as we take a look at our Chevy driver updates. Ed Carpenter 2nd, Kanaan 4th, Power 5th, Dixon, Pagano, Kimball. It's been a nice mix between Chevy and Honda.
Call on the radio that he wants to take a half a turn out of the front, so not the kind of handling that Tony Kanaan wants. But again, this is a bit on the early side if you want to go all the way in the end. Actually, they add some wing, so their radio communication might be slightly different.
Quite to that threshold yet, so we've got some lappers in the middle. Back to green at Texas Motor Speedway. That's Alexander Rossi, multiple laps down, 2nd in line. Hinchcliffe out front. Keep an eye on that blue car. That's Tony Kanaan. And then the championship leader, Simon Pagano, was in the mix,
Rossi,
but he's also a lap down.
Rossi getting racy. Kanaan gets a big draft on the high side. I think he's going to take this, and I don't know if Rossi needs to get in this mix.
He's 3 laps down. They will not be happy. I expect race control to start asking him to move out of the way, let them race.
Look at Rahal on the high side. Look at these guys. Pagano a lap down. Look, he's on the inside trying to get his lap back.
Whoa! Tony Kanaan almost into the wall there on the backstretch.
So that's for the race lead right there. There are 3 cars,
tight,
but only 2 of them going for position. Hinchcliffe in the middle, Kanaan on the outside. Hinchcliffe for the race lead, dealing with the lap car of Simon Pagano, and we have a yellow. Who's going to get it? Back up to speed. It's Hinchcliffe. He has the jump on Rahal. Castroneves, Kanaan looking to the outside of Elio, side by side for 3rd. Here comes Tony Kanaan.
Kanaan with a huge draft off Castroneves on the front stretch. Now we're 3 wide going down the back stretch. That's what new tires will do for speed.
Castroneves with that light down for Pagano on the inside. They touch these 3 guys, but Pagano's going to go for the lead.
Tony Kanaan never lifted despite Graham Rahal sort of ping-ponging between the 2.
This is exactly what Hinchcliffe wants. These guys fighting too wide and him just hold this gap. But Pagano on the bottom. Castroneves on the bottom. Tony Kanaan trying to work the high side. Graham Rahal 3 wide.
I feel like Hinchcliffe's going to be a bit of a sit and duck here.
Here we go. Big run by Kanaan coming off the corner. Big run. Oh, they almost touch on the front straightaway. You had to lift out of it. And Rahal on the outside.
Back in the fight. Here comes Hinchcliffe. He's now being swallowed up.
The lane just opened up for Kanaan. 3 wide, 4 wide, and you will not get through the corner like that.
Oh boy.
Pagano, the championship leader, will back out. Kanaan on the low side. Hinchcliffe in the middle. Ray Hall and back. Now it's side by side for the lead. Hinchcliffe by a nose at the line with 5 to go.
Hinchcliffe's getting the push from Graham Rahal right on his tail. This is the closest they've run all night. There is a push effect when you get cars lined up behind each other. Kanaan on the bottom. Look at the run Pagano gets.
Such a smart drive by Pagano to back out of that 4 wide. That might be the move that wins him the championship when we get to Sonoma. But they're still 2 wide. Here comes Graham Rahal. He wants more.
3 wide, looking for the lead. Kanaan in the blue car on the bottom side. Hinchcliffe up top. Second row is Pagano and Rahal.
Kanaan's
with Pagano
ahead.
on the bottom.
Kanaan was slightly ahead there. He needs a little help of a push here from Pagano as they go too wide, 2 wide. This is very old style Texas racing here. It's going to be whoever can get by a nose. Kanaan is the leader by a nose there on that lap.
3 to go. Castro Neves has lost momentum. He is a 2.5 seconds back, so it is a 4-car race.
You got 3 guys.
Whoa! In the warm-up.
Graham Rahal all over the place. 3 guys that only care about a race win, and Simon Pagano trying to protect the points.
Kanaan has a nose ahead through the corner. Hinchcliffe beats him to the line.
Under 2 to go. The 3 up front haven't won all season. The championship leader is in 4th. Kanaan down to the low side. Hinchcliffe is way up high with Rahal pushing it. Rahal looks to the outside, and here comes Pagano again back into the mix.
This is going to get really, really close. These guys are
White
almost
flag.
wrecking. Last lap.
1.5 miles to go. Hinchcliffe is still in front. Rahal behind him, edging just in front of Kanaan. Here's Pagano. Those 4 on the lead lap, racing for the win. Rahal down to the bottom. Rahal to the front around. Graham Rahal has taken the lead on the final lap. Can Hinchcliffe battle back? Kanaan still in the mix. Rahal and Hinchcliffe to the line. Graham Rahal has won at Texas Motor Speedway on the last lap pass of James Hinchcliffe.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to write another page of history. For the 97th time, the Indianapolis 500 is green. Coming down the front straightaway. A little bit further back there, you saw a couple of cars taking a peek, but nobody could make the pass at this stage. Whoa, a leg wiggle there, look out, spin, going into the wall.
Place where I think you want to bring your good manners and you're polite. You want to be respectful and judicious in where you put your car, but polite takes too long.
Well, and J.R. Hildebrand probably was too light. Yeah.
Guys, I've got to jump in there. Look at Tony Kanaan as he has got a race car underneath him, and he is putting pressure. He wants the race lead.
Oh, and Ed's really pushing the envelope right there, trying to run him down towards the bottom line. Now you can go ahead and start moving down towards there. Have to leave a lane on the inside to be able to make sure the driver can get past, and he certainly did that. And Marco did say, I would like to lead a little bit, see how my car is running by itself, but I don't mind falling back in line.
The swap going twice between that man, Tony Kanaan, and here comes Marco Andretti wanting to lead again. And he takes the lead down into turn number 1. And here we go, our first car is going to peel off. So the leader, Tony Kanaan, breaks off, and he'll be our first green flag pit stop here at Indy on lap 29. Vince?
No issues for Tony Kanaan at all so far today. He's been very happy with the race car. They conserved fuel when they were talking about Kanaan running up ahead of the group in 5th gear, and he indicated, I'm going to conserve some fuel. It's going to be a 4-tire change, as they always are, the IndyCar Series. Fill him up full of fuel, and a little delay on the right rear, but otherwise no changes for Kanaan.
That was a very smooth first stop. That makes such a difference to the team when that happens. If you have a bad first stop, they tend to keep multiplying.
Separated by 8 seconds. Go back 100 years ago, Jules Gou from France won this race by over 13 minutes. In second place, Tony Kanaan, of course, his good friend Helio Castroneves has won it 3 times. He's led this race 9 different times. in the 12 races he's been in, but has never won, and you can see his best finish back in '04 in second place.
Ryan Hunter-Reay right behind him. Kanaan has loved his race car all day long. Not a single change has been made, and they are not going to make any changes on this stop either. The balance has been excellent. Jimmy Vasser handling the strategy. Eric Howden is engineer. They have been spot on today, and Kanaan a factor once again.
Kanaan looks again, going into 3.
And he's not giving him room. And Kanaan's going to get hung out here. And here goes Kanaan.
He's even doing it down the front straightaway. Who's going to lead at the stripe? Hunter-Reay? No, Tony Kanaan, the official leader. Who's leading at the stripe, though?
Tony's wife, Lauren, looking on right now.
Ryan Hunter-Reay, the leader at the stripe that time.
Fastest car right now because he seems to be able to place it where he wants to. The timing for a rookie, though, is going to be...
Whoa! Trouble back in the pack and contact into the wall, and we're going to have a caution as Graham Rahal has tagged the wall. The top 5, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Tony Kanaan, Carlos Munoz, Andretti, and Justin Wilson. Yes, he's in the top 5. None of them have ever won at Indianapolis.
It's going to be all or nothing. Copy that, big guy.
And look who's second. Munoz.
Look who's first. Tony Kanaan. Contact yellow is out. And it is Dario Franchitti.
Yellow, turn 1.
And this one may not get cleaned up in time. Look at Lauren. She knows it. It may be over. After years of frustration, the satisfaction of knowing his name will go on the Borg Warner Trophy. The winner